in times of crisis, we can really choose to elevate ourselves and to go out of our comfort zone for others and to support each other. And when we're supporting others, we're supporting ourselves. We're filling our souls with so much good. Hello, and thank you for joining me here on Hope to Recharge podcast, the podcast that's designed to break the stigma around mental health and to create some hope and inspiration and give some practical tips to those that are struggling with mental health, whether it's from personal stories to break the stigma or some advice from professionals in the mental health community. Whether you are struggling with mental health on your own or you know a loved one that is struggling, we are here to support you and to create a community so you know you are not alone. The road to recovery can be difficult and challenging. At Hope to Recharge, we believe that in mental health, together is always better. I'm your host, Matana. Thank you for joining me here today. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.com, the online platform for therapy. Are you thinking of starting therapy or are you in need of a new therapist? Go to BetterHelp.com and find the therapist that meets your need. You can access them from your phone, from your tablet, from your computer. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what time of day, you can find your therapist that fits your need. BetterHelp is giving us 10% off the first month. They are so affordable. Go check them out. BetterHelp.com/Hope to Recharge. That's BetterHelp.com/Hope to Recharge. Gift yourself therapy. Go get yourself wellness. Hello. How are you? I feel like we all need a big universal hug of support to hold on together, to support each other, to breathe together, to be positive together, to help one another out, to just support each other even with hearing our fears, our unknowns. Each one of us has a different list of fears. We get triggered in different ways. And I think this coronavirus is really waking up the world, I think in a beautiful way, because there is so much support going on in the world. It's unbelievable. The kindness that I am seeing is something that I wish like we can have all the time. And last night I was up till 3 a.m. I was thinking a lot about the uncertainty that makes everybody so scared. What will be in the world? Not even so much about the virus. People are not so scared about the virus itself, but they're scared what is the world going to come to as a result of the fear. And you know what I kept on thinking? Anybody that experienced anxiety or panic attacks in life, this is exactly what it's all about. Fear from the unknown or fear from what will happen if. A panic attack usually comes on when we had one already and we're afraid from it to come again. Or anxiety. Anxiety comes from previous anxieties of what it felt like or from unknown situations from previous life. And now I feel like people that struggle with panic attacks and anxiety, maybe it's a time that they are more understood by others in the world, that they can say, this is what we deal with all the time, from things that are uncertain to us that can be okay by others. I thought it was such a good conversation to have with people, to just explain that fear can be irrational. Fear can be different for different people. And we can be looking at the same situation and 10, 20 different people have different reactions to it. Maybe this is a time to get more empathy from the world for our anxiety, for sometimes from being irrational about things. Some people are saying it's irrational to be so frightened now, and some people are saying, no, we don't know what's going to be and we have to be frightened. And it's the unknown. And I kept on saying, this is what it's like to live with a panic attacks, because it just comes from nowhere. There's no real rationale behind it. And we have to breathe through it, calm ourselves down, bring some positive energy, try to be logical. And I thought that this would be like a great time to implement it with the situations and with the media and whatever is going on in the world now, to work with what we have. Yes, we have to prepare. Yes, we have to be responsible. But we also need to a little bit shut off the noise and to elevate what we could do. We could implement meditation and breathing exercises. We can do kindness even in our own home. We can implement little acts of kindness wherever we are. We have technology. We can reach out from our phone and chat to somebody that's going through a hard time. We can send a smiley to somebody. If we're living with people, we can be super kind with them. We can take care of ourselves. Notice what we are eating. Make sure that we are eating properly. Make sure that we're treating our bodies well. Do some exercises in the house. If you can't go out, do some push-ups, breath work, some yoga, chin-ups, jumping jacks. There's so much that we can access here, now, instead of consuming ourselves with the unknown. And I think it's a very important time to say, wow, we live a life that's so busy, so fast. We have now a moment, a time that's unknown how long it will be, to stop, to pause, because we need to pause. So let's take this opportunity. And we have so many things that are on our wish list if we had time to. We can learn things online. We can research. We can read. We can play. We can sing. There's so much that we can do. Yes, there's a lot of anxiety, but let's try to take that noise from the outside and just reduce it a little bit, and put things into place for ourselves for now that we can get through this time. Really get through it nicely and peacefully as much as we can. And also when we are dealing with the anxiety, be kind to ourselves. I want you to know that this morning I had extreme moments of extreme gratitude and joy. And then I had a moment of anxiety that came out of nowhere, literally nowhere, because I was having PTSD from Hurricane Sandy. We were hit really bad in Hurricane Sandy. We didn't have electricity for 3 weeks, and we had a lot of people living by us, and we had babies, and it was really a stressful time. And it was very unknown. When are people going to get back to life? When are homes going to be rebuilt? When are people going to go back to jobs? There was so much destruction here, and I had a moment of PTSD from that, and I took a deep breath, and my husband said to me, "What's going on? What's that deep breath about?" I said, "I just had a flashback from Hurricane Sandy," and I was in the kitchen with my children, and I said, "I just want you to know that I'm working really hard to attract positive energy and to distract myself with positive things, to stay up to date with what is responsible, to keep us very safe, very clean. We have a house full of food. We have our medicines. We're taking our vitamins. We're eating our fruits and vegetables and our broccoli and blueberries. And we're a lot of music, a lot of positive energy." But at the same time, I explained to them that sometimes I'm going to have a moment that's going to be that I'm out of the blue. I'm going to just fall with my energy. And I explained to them what I was going through. And the conversation was so helpful that I had it with my children. And I said, and I told to them, you as well are going to go through these times of uncertainty. You might not understand what's really going on and the impact in a family matter, because as a parent, it's so much scarier. But talk to us about it. It's okay to have a moment that's hard, or a few moments, or whatever, a day that's hard. And I said to them, if I go through this, just know that it's okay. I have the tools to come out of whatever stress I'm going to be in, but just know what's going on. And if something triggers me, it's not about you. It's something that I need to work through. And it was really helpful for them. They were really so happy that I had this conversation, that they should just be aware, because for children, it's really scary to see parents that are out of whack. And I saw how fast I went from 100 to 20. And with that deep breath, I needed them to know what was going on. And I told them, remind me to breathe if you see I'm not breathing. Remind me to sing. Remind me to attract the gratitude if you see that I'm depleted. Sit me down. Tell me a joke. Help me disconnect from things that are noisy in the background if they're not helping me. And I will do the same to you. And it was really such a powerful conversation. And I said to them, and I was showing them a video that my sister sent me from Israel of a few weddings that were going on there. It was so beautiful to see. They were weddings that were taking place on a porch of a home. And because people couldn't gather together in a hall, they had all the neighbors go out to their different porches and on the bottom of the street dancing and singing with music. And this couple felt like they were having the most beautiful experience of a wedding instead of in a hall. But they were so together in this beautiful moment. And they didn't forget what was most precious, which is love, connection, moving on on in life, not stopping, and showing this to my kids and showing them that in times of crisis, we can really choose to elevate ourselves and to go out of our comfort zone for others and to support each other. And when we're supporting others, we're supporting ourselves. We're filling our souls with so much good. And I was showing them there was a supermarket in Israel that all the checkout ladies were wearing masks and gloves, and they put on the music in the store and they were dancing. They were absolutely dancing. And the people in the checkout line were dancing, and they just turned this fear into like, let's not get into the fear of and be depleted. Let's elevate it, because it's so easy to be consumed with anxiety and maybe even depression and even panic attacks. I know that if I didn't go through my exercises over the last 9 years, I would probably be in a horrible state now. But I was so fortunate to acquire so much knowledge about what to do in times of stress. And I'm still far from perfect, far from perfect, but I know when I'm falling, and I know when to catch myself, and I know when I need to ask for support, and I know where to find my inspiration, and I know when to lock myself in the room because I just need to breathe on my own, and to tell my kids I need some time, and I know what I need. And what I'm trying to say is, let's use this time to connect to ourselves, to connect to others, not physically, but spiritually, energetically. Let's make a list of what is working, what we could do now. If we are at home, let's make a list of what things that we love to do and we never had a chance to do, like making pickles. Maybe Ari's going to make pickles, or learning how to knit, or my daughter is going to learn now photography. She's going to take a photography class online. There's so much that we could do with time, because in our world, in our fast speed life, I find that we are lacking time. And this is a time for us to say, oh, okay, we were gifted time when it was really unexpected. So let's tap into these wishes and desires and stay safe. Stay safe. Think of others, and give to others whatever you can give, whenever you can give. And it can be literally a text, as I said, or a phone call, or sending them something inspiring, an inspiring memo. And start with your own private family. If you have your own private family, if you have siblings, if you have children, if you have a spouse, if you have cousins, if you have aunts and uncles, if you have whatever, grandparents, whatever is your immediate family. And sometimes your immediate families are best friends that are supporting you. I know that many times I say that my best friends are my family here, because my entire family is in Israel. So my best friends, besides my Ari and my children, my best friends are my family. So let's start from our immediate little circle where we can tap into. And if you are going out, if you're going to the supermarket, be overly nice to the checkout lady and thank her so much for putting themselves out there in public, for what if they have kids at home, for leaving their kids at home. Just think about it. Some of these people are leaving their children at home because there's no school, and they're going to work for society. Doctors, nurses, EMTs, all of these staff that are helping us. Scientists are trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Community leaders. There's so many people that are extending themselves for us. Media people. Sometimes they're not so good for us, but we need the media. We need to know what's going on just in the world, to know what we are allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do, what we should do. We need to use this opportunity as much as possible to tune in, to be with our thoughts, to be with our loved ones, to take this opportunity to be a role model for the people around us in the world, to say we survived this epidemic. I don't know what they're calling it. I don't know if it's an epidemic, or I forgot the terminology, but you get what I'm saying. This crisis, this world crisis, we survived this world crisis in shining, flying, beautiful colors. And we elevated the energy in the world. We elevated it to, instead of falling, to rising above. And it's happening all over. I'm seeing it, and it's so beautiful. And part of me is thinking that every now and then we need an adjustment in the world of humanity and kindness, and in ourselves, to gift ourselves, to seek into ourselves, to look into ourselves and see, where are we holding? What is going on? And remember to be good to yourself. Remember to breathe when you need to breathe. By the way, there are so many podcasts out there now that are talking about coronavirus and how to deal. I recommend recommend just go into whatever your app you're using and just put in coronavirus. There are so many episodes that are so helpful. How to deal with anxiety. What is the right attitude? There's an episode on 10% Happier, the podcast 10% Happier, highly recommended. It's about how to deal with this crisis in the world. There's so many out there, and I'm trying to put one together with a therapist that deals with anxiety, someone from Israel that deals with trauma after terrorist attacks in Israel. I just wanted to get on here and say we are here together. We are going to get through this together. We're going to support each other. And I feel like the people that are more in tune to mental health and their journey and the instability of their life, when everybody seems so okay, we more than anyone, we have it both ways. One way we have it because we know how to deal with the instability of life because we're challenged with it all the time. We have the tools. And the other hand, it's like a trauma for us. Not again, instability. It's really hard for us when the whole world is unstable. So we have both sides. When we have the tool and when we're like, oh, we don't want to use our tools. We're done. We do it with our tools all the time for ourselves. We don't want to deal with the world crisis on this, but we got this. We could do it. We can rise above. We could use this for the good. And we're going to come out hopefully safe with a lot of looking back and saying how it changed us, hopefully for the good as society, as humanity, as us personally and our families and our own human being. I really highly recommend using breathing, deep breathing, a few minutes a day. Even put it on your phone. Put it on your phone. How many times are you allowed to look at social media? Put on your phone every 2 hours to do 2 hours of deep breathing. Put on your phone to make sure that you're sitting up straight and opening up your chest for positive energy. Put on your phone reminders of whatever you want to do to keep your body moving and to keep in the positive energy. Use your phone to help you get through the day to create a better pattern for this time because we don't know how long it's going to take to get out of this. But let's try. Let's try. We're going to fall. We're going to have some hiccups, but we can put some guidelines in place that will help us get through this as best as we can. We could do just as much as we can. The rest has to happen and evolve, and we have to take one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, and get through it slowly. But we could do this. So I want to tell you, first of all, thank you for whoever reached out to see how I'm doing with my kids. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here that we could do this together because I feel like we all get it. We all understand what anxiety is, what panic attacks is, what world crisis is because we go through it so many times on our own. So we know it more than anyone. So we're going to do this together and we're going to help others because we are the soldiers that deal with it all the time. I really love the analogy that it's like a panic attack and like an anxiety attack that we have, whoever had it in the past knows exactly what the world is going through. A panic attack, and not to judge them because they're going through a panic attack and they never knew what a panic attack is. And we just need it to pass. And once we have a panic attack, we're always afraid of it coming back. We're afraid of that panic attack returning. And I think that the world is also having that panic attack. When is it going to pass? And are we going to have another big panic attack coming? And what is it going to be? On Friday, this past Friday, was the stores being empty, the long lines. Is the next one going to be vaccines? Is the next one going to be testing? Is the next one going to be travel? We don't know. The panic attack of not having schools. All these things are panic attacks. And it's okay. It's okay. We have to breathe. We have to learn how to breathe, be responsible, be around people that can support us, nutrition, positive energy, and get through it. I hope this helped you. I hope this gave you some clarity. And if anybody wants to share something, please go to Hope to Recharge community on Facebook or an email. I'm going to read out the emails. If you send us emails, we'll read out the emails of support. But the best thing is to go to the Hope to Recharge Facebook community and share with us there. Let's support each other. Let's take this opportunity to support each other and to be there with each other and to elevate each other and to breathe together and to be positive together. And if we're at a low, we'll be at a low together. That's okay. We're here to support each other. Thank you for listening. Can't wait to celebrate when this is over. I can't wait. And for everybody to share how they came out stronger from this and what they learned and what happened. I can't wait for it. And I know it's coming. Have a wonderful week. Bye till next time. Thank you for joining us and taking the time to listen. I really appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button so you can hear further episodes. If you are listening to us on iTunes, please leave feedback and ratings below. Let us know if there's any topic that you would like to hear from us in the future. Bye till next time.